Namaste all of you. My name is Sabanur Ali, student of class 12 Kendra Vidyalaya Malkangiri. In this video, I am happy to give the explanation of the first two stanzas of the poem on elementary school classroom in a slum. From gusty waves, the silver faces like rootless weeds, their hair command their pallor. A tall girl with her weight down hand, the paper seeming boy with red eyes, the stern unlucky hair of twisted bones, receiving father plant disease, his lesson from his desk at back of a dim class were unnoted, sweet and young. His eyes filled with dreams of squirrel games in tree room other than this. So dream was Donations Express had cloudless uptown, civilized Rome riding all cities, bellflowery Travelers Valley, open-ended map avoiding the world its word, and yet for these children, these windows, not this map their world, were all their future painted with the fog. A narrow street sealed with the lead sky far, far from rivers, crepes, and stars of words. Explanation. The poem An Elementary School Classroom in a Slum has been written by Stephen Spender, describes the social inequalities which are prevailing in society in the poem. He describes the condition of the student of an elementary school which is situated in a slum area. The poet wants to draw the attention of everyone toward these kids so that their life can be improved and they may get trained to become good citizens rather than criminals. Scheme of the poem. The poem has been written in free verse. It does not have a rhyme scheme. In the first stanza, the poet describes the children who study in an elementary school which is set up in a slum area. The poet says that the faces of the children are dull and without any energy. They are not full of energy like other kids of their age. These children are compared to unwanted weeds. Here, the writer wants to say that these children seem to be unwanted like unwanted weeds which grow on their own in the fields. Their hair is not neatly done. It falls on the pale face as if they have been torn apart. Children are untidy. They haven't combed their hair. Then he describes a tall girl who seems to be burdened with poverty. Her head is bent, maybe because of tiredness or shame. There is another boy who is weak and thin, that he has been compared to a sheet of paper. The boy's eyes reflect greed and he wants to achieve everything. Then he describes another student who is physically disabled. The poet says that the boy is unlucky because he inherited a disease from his father due to which he has deformed body. Instead of getting any facility from his father, he has received a disease in heritage. This disabled boy is sitting on his bench and is reciting his lesson at the back of the class in dim dark area was a small boy who wasn't visible to the poet as he was sitting in darkness. The poet could see his eyes, which were bright and full of dream. He was not paying attention to the class. It seemed as if he was rather interested in playing with squirrels in the tree house. Literary devices. Simile. Children are compared with rootless weeds like rootless weeds. Metaphor. Boy is compared with paper as he is thin. Example, paper seeming boy. Repetition. Use of far to stress of the distance. Second stanza, the poet describes the walls of the schools. They are cream in colors like the color of sour cream. This means that the walls are not clean. They have not been painted recently. The walls are covered with different charts and images that must have been donated by different people. There is a picture of Shakespeare on the wall. His head, which is bald, looks like the rising sun at the horizon. At the time of daybreak, the sun is rising at the horizon and is semi-circular like a dome shape. It seems to be behind all the cities. There is a picture of famous Travelers Valley which has beautiful flowers. There is the image of a map which helps all in its own way, but for this children, the map of the world is irrelevant because the slum where they live is different from what is shown in the map. The world is one only what they see out of the window of the classroom, the slum. The future is full of darkness. Their future is compared to a narrow street, which means that there is no wide scope suitable for their future growth. These children are far away from the radiant light of the knowledge and education. Devices. Metaphor. Walls are described to be dull as sour creams. Example, sour cream wall.
Sour, 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 sour.
The future of the kids is described as limited. Example, narrow street seed with a lead sky. Assonance, repetition of vowel sound E, belt, flowery Trilose Valley. Allusion, reference to well-known person or place. Example, Shakespeare's head, Trilose Valley. Repetition, far repeated.
Namaste all of you. My name is Abhipsha, student of class 12, Kendriya Vidyalaya Malkangiri. In this video, I would like to give the explanation of third and fourth stanzas of the poem An Elementary School Classroom in a Slum. Before going to give the explanation, let us recite third and fourth stanza. Third stanza. Surely Shakespeare is weak, they map a bad example, with ship and sun on love tempting them to steal. For life they slowly turn in their cramped hall from fog endless night on this slag heap these children, where skin peeped through by bone and spectacles on steel, with matted glass like bottle bills on stones, all of their time and space are foggy slum. So blot their maps with slum as big as dome. Governor, inspector, visitor, the map become their window and these windows that shut upon their lives like catacombs. Break, oh break, open till they break to town and show the children the green fields and map their world. Run azure on gold sand and let their tongues run naked into books the white and green leaves open. History, their whole language is the sun. In this third stanza, the poet further says that these children living in the slum area have faced so many hardships that they feel every other person to be their enemy. For them, Shakespeare is an evil man. They don't find the map to be a good thing. They were never liked or loved by anyone. Therefore, they hate almost everyone. The desire of being loved by others forced them to steal. They live in a small home and they started adjusting to them. Their life is going towards the endless night. This means their life is full of darkness. The kids are so thin that can easily see their bones through the thin layer of skin. Their skin is like the thin layer of cloth and the bones beneath are visible through the skin. These kids suffer from malnutrition. They wear spectacles which are made up of steel. They are very cheap and uncomfortable. They even lens of spectacles are repaired. The spectacles look like the stone that have been repaired with piece of glass taken out of them. Here, the poet tried to explain that the kids have faced so many hardships in their lives. As these slums are getting bigger, they will destroy the future of these children. So it is very difficult for such kids to escape from them. Literary devices, metaphor. Their homes are very small like holes, cramped holes. Similarly, the repaired spectacles like bottle beads on stone. Illustration, use of F sound for fog. Now, the fourth stanza. The poet says that the government should take notice of the problems being faced by these kids. He urges that to change the life of these kids and make the world full of reality for them. This is need to break the restrictions which are put on them due to poverty and lack of resources. We want the government and public to help these kids in achieving their dreams. This will take them away from the fog to azure sky. The poet here wants to say that in the way the kid can be taken away from the darkness of the present to a bright future, he wants this kid to experience the sand and the beauty of the nature, as this will lead to a desire of gaining knowledge. They will then go through the white and green leaves. Here white leaf depict books and green leaf depict nature. This will then result in the progress and they will be able to paint a bright future for themselves. As used in fourth stanza. Metaphor. Books and nature are expressed in form of white and green leaf. The white green leaves open. Anaphor. Use of repeated word in two consecutive lines.